Hey guys, Rowan Talks Football back again with another video on the channel. Now, as you know, I did an introduction which was uploaded yesterday on the channel explaining what I was going to do and what I was looking into content. But today what we're going to do is we're going to look at every single division, the top four leagues, and what I think is going to happen towards the end of the season. Obviously we're now coming into crunch time at the end of March. We're just going to review the season so far in each division and we'll see what we're going to. If you are new to the channel, please make sure you like, comment and subscribe. On the road to 100 subscribers. So yeah, without further ado, let's get on with the video. So of course, where to start is we'll start with the top flight. Now the Premier League this season has been arguably one of the most competitive leagues, I think. There's obviously been a few surprises and some shocks this season. I think the biggest shock being who's at the top of the league at the moment. Obviously, Arsenal and Manchester City are currently the two out ahead of everybody else. I don't think nobody saw Arsenal being up there. I think if anybody would have seen a team competing with Manchester City in the way they would, I think everybody would have thought Liverpool would have been the team that would have competed with them. But they haven't. They've dropped off a bit this season. But yeah, so fair play to Arsenal. I've watched them against, I can't remember who it was now. I think it might have been the Manchester City game itself. I think it was when I thought they were going to muck it up. I thought, here we go. I thought they're going to lose. Obviously, they lost that game 3-1 and deservedly lost that game. Manchester City then went ahead of them, I think, on goal difference. Everybody thought that was going to be the end of Arsenal's title challenge. Since that game, they've played 6 and won 6. And I think that shows they have got title credentials about them. It comes down to the running after the international break. Obviously, we're now going to the international break. After the international break, I think they play Leeds at home, but then they've got Liverpool away. I think they've still got to go to Manchester City, and I think they've still got to go to Newcastle and play Chelsea and Brighton. So there are some tough games, but they have passed every test so far, and therefore I can't see them not winning this division, purely because Manchester City have also got the FA Cup and the Champions League to focus on. I think Manchester City's hardest game away from home left, they've got to go to the Amex, which I think is the hardest one. And obviously they've still got to play Arsenal and Liverpool at home. I think Liverpool at home is their next game actually after the national break. But they are my top two. Looking at the top four, I think this season, I think Manchester United will get third purely because they are a very good side. Everybody did not see that coming as well at the start of the season when they lost to Brighton and then lost humiliated by Brentford. Have turned it around a bit. Obviously had that weird 7-0 defeat to Liverpool the other week, which I think was still a bit of a fluke. But they did very well to pull it back, I think, and I think they will finish third. They've also got a League Cup already. They have got the semi-final of the FA Cup against Brighton, and they're still in the Europa League, so they have got a chance of a treble this season. And to be fair to them, I think they have got a good chance of doing it. Trouble is, if they play Manchester City in the final FA Cup, that'll be tough. But they have already beaten Manchester City this season, so therefore I can see this happening. Now, who do I think will get fourth? Well, I don't think to be Tottenham, purely because they played a lot more games than other teams around them. I think Newcastle have got 2 and Liverpool got 2 games in hand. I still think, I don't know. I still think Liverpool will finish fourth, but they're too inconsistent. They've got to find this inconsistency. I know they've got a very tough run after the national break when they've got to play Manchester City. They've got to go to Manchester City, go to Chelsea, and then play Arsenal at home as their next 3 games once they come back from the national break. That'll be tough. I can't see them getting getting more than 1 win out of the game. The only game I can see them winning is the Arsenal home game because of the Anfield crowd. And I like they did against Man United. Man United went on there on a good run and obviously lost 7-0. So I think it'll be tough. But yeah, that's so. My top 4 will be Arsenal to win the league, Manchester City second, Manchester United third, Liverpool fourth. But I could see Newcastle or Tottenham getting fourth. It depends who puts on a good run in the season. Newcastle starting to find the consistency they had at the start of the season, where they only lost the 1 game. Bit of a bad run patch. Obviously lost the League Cup final. Starting to find some form again, winning Nottingham Forest the week on Friday. So yeah, that's my top 4. Let's move on to the relegation battle. So the relegation battle at the bottom of the league is huge. There are 9 teams in it. This is going to be one of the biggest run-ins ever. Could be literally Crystal Palace in 12th to Southampton in 20th. It's 4 points between each side. And that's so tight. I think it's so tight. It's hard to predict who's going to go down this season because every time a team you think they're going to win, they go and lose. I thought Wolves would beat Leeds Saturday quite comfortably because they've been on a good run of form. Lost 4-2. I thought Everton would get nothing at Chelsea. They drew. It's just hard to predict it, you know. But who do I think will go down this season? Well, I do think Bournemouth will return to the Championship. I know they got a nice win against Liverpool and they gave Arsenal a scare the other week. But trouble is, they're not consistent enough for me, and they went lost 3-0 to Aston Villa. Don't get me wrong, Aston Villa are a good side, but you need to be consistent enough to stay in this division. And I think the goal difference as well is another key factor because they lost 9-0 at Liverpool earlier this season back in August, which hasn't helped their goal difference at all. So I think Bournemouth will definitely be facing a return to the Championship. I do think Southampton are going to go with them. I know they've been picking up some form, but I know obviously they lost Ralph Hasenhüttl, was sacked earlier this season. Nathan Jones was not the right appointment. I thought it was going to be a good appointment at the time, but then again the stuff he was coming out with in the press conference just showed that it was not a good appointment. Ruben Selles, never heard of him, but he seems to be doing an okay job. But trouble is, with no experience, can he do it for him? I just don't think he can. I think Southampton have been in this Premier League a long time. I think this relegation has been coming for a while. It's like Burnley last season. I said at the start of the season last season Burnley would get relegated. I got a lot of stick from it off of people. I was right. I knew they would go down because I knew that it was just becoming a time where it was coming. And I knew they struggled the year before. Obviously, I don't know. We'll get on to them in the Championship bit, but yeah. So I think Bournemouth and Southampton will go down to the drop, and the team I do fear for the most is Leicester. I think Leicester are in trouble. I do think Everton are not out of it yet. I don't think West Ham, but Leicester, the team I fear for the most because they've got players there that can do it, but they don't turn up. I mean, they went to beat Villa 4-2, didn't turn up, and then obviously beat Spurs 4-1 at home. Played Arsenal, didn't turn up. So it's one of them ones, and then obviously lost to Chelsea last week as well. I've had a bit of run up before. I don't know what their fixtures are like after the international break. But Leicester are a team I definitely fear for. I won't say they go down, but I definitely fear for them. I also fear for Crystal Palace, who have not won a game yet this season. This year. I think their last one was on Boxing Day or something, the first game back. But the trouble with Palace is they sacked Patrick Vieira. I still think that was the correct decision. I don't know if Palace fans agree with me there. I thought it was the right decision straight away because I thought Vieira was a bit too naive with his selections. I know they've had injuries. They've lost both goalkeepers in the last couple of weeks, playing 19-year-old against Brighton and against Arsenal. But the trouble is, if you look at their goal scoring record, it's 22 goals. I think that's the joint lowest with Wolves. I don't think it's good. And obviously the form they've been on, they haven't won in about 11 games. I think, to be honest with you, I think it's them done. So yeah. But they will struggle. Roy Hodgson is a good manager. He will probably keep them up. I do think he'll keep them up. I don't know their run of fixtures after the international break. I think the first game is Leicester at home, so that is a huge game for both sides' seasons. But yeah, that's my Premier League review. The next video, which I will be uploading later, of course, is the Championship review. Will probably be loaded then. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Comment down below who you think is going to win the league, who's going to finish top 4 and who's going to get relegated this season. I'll give my sort of end of season predictions. I know there's only 9 games left, but this is how I see the season panning out. I did do a prediction at the start of the season. I think the 3 teams I put down at the start of the season were Southampton, Bournemouth and Brentford. That was a terrible one, honestly. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you. And if you want to follow on, I'm going to do another separate video, next one on the Championship, reviewing the team's chances and that. So yeah, see you on the next one. Bye.